Good afternoon. Please be seated. My name is Fred Marcus. I serve as the chair of the Pacific Oaks Board of Trustees, and I'm also a proud graduate of Pacific Oaks College. On behalf of our Pacific Oaks president, Board of Trustees, the faculty, the administrative staff, and the entire Pacific Oaks College family, it is my great honor to stand before you and welcome you to our 58th annual commencement ceremony. As I stand before you today, I'd like to take a moment to reflect on those previous 57 commencement ceremonies, which have graduated students much like yourselves, all grounded in the same values: the importance of the individual in service to the community, diversity, social justice, and participatory decision-making. These same values penetrate the school today as they did when I was a student at Pacific Oaks. These principles remain as important and socially relevant today, perhaps even more so, as they were when the first Pacific Oaks graduates received their diplomas in front of family and friends in the 60s, and will continue to be a part of the institution's DNA into the future. This is an incredibly proud day for all of you, a time when we come together to celebrate the remarkable achievements of today's graduates. And as we celebrate them, we also celebrate you, the families, loved ones, and friends who have supported our students as they pursued their educational goals and made dreams come true. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you Pacific Oaks College 10th President, Dr. Pat Breen. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I welcome our graduates, their families and friends, our Board of Trustees, colleagues, and distinguished guests to our commencement ceremonies this afternoon. Graduates, today is about you. We are here to honor your hard work, your willingness to challenge yourselves in order to grow, and the personal resolve that it takes to keep after it day after day, class after class. I congratulate you on your extraordinary achievement. And I also congratulate those who have made this day possible for you. To the family and friends, you have offered support and also made sacrifices, financial and other. The extra hours you have worked so that our graduates could focus on their coursework, days you covered childcare duty, the parties and weddings and events you went to alone, the time spent in showing your parent how to use different search engines, and the hours you listened attentively to complaints about too many papers. We know that it may not take an entire village to make a graduate, but it surely does take a support network to get you through the day-to-day and push them to the finish line. Graduates, please join me in recognizing and thanking them, starting with our mothers. If you're able, will the mothers, grandmothers, aunts, and motherly figures please stand? Thank you. And next, will the fathers, spouses, partners, and loved ones of our graduates stand and be recognized? And let's not forget my favorite support group, and the one I leaned on quite a bit myself, to finish my own degree at the age of 51. The children of our graduates. Will you please stand as well? We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, and you may all be seated. And one more group that we must thank and honor today for their knowledge and deep commitment to your development, your faculty. On behalf of the faculty and staff at Pacific Oaks College, we are most gratified by your learning and how that has changed what you know and can do. For us, a Pacific Oaks graduate, whether you earned a bachelor's degree or master's degree, whether it's in education, human development, marriage and family therapy, advocacy and social justice, or organizational leadership and change, every one of our graduates is distinguished by 3 characteristics that represent your minds, your hearts, and your hands, and these are the learning goals of our college. Every Pacific Oaks graduate is prepared to engage authentically and effectively with widely diverse populations in a global environment. Our graduates are able to combine professional knowledge with a respect for the unique values and experiences of the individuals and communities with whom they work, to solve problems and to improve the profession through actions that advocate for social equity and serve the changing needs of our communities. Through the achievements that you will make in your personal and professional lives, you are Pacific Oaks' commitment to serving the diverse communities of our world, locally, nationally, and internationally. We are so very proud of you and for you, and we thank you for the positive impact that you will have on our future. Thank you again. And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Marcia Bankier, Dean of the Pacific Oaks College, San Jose campus, and welcome her to the podium.
Good afternoon. My name is Marcia Bankier. I'm Dean of the San Jose campus, in the Northern California branch of Pacific Oaks College. One of the many traditions in institutions of higher education is not only to hear from those esteemed colleagues and peers that you see on the stage, but from one of our graduates. This year, we received several applications for our student speaker. We thank all of you who applied. It is my pleasure to introduce Naomi Lorraine Bell with her cheering section. She is receiving her Master of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy, African American Family Studies specialization. Please welcome Naomi.
Family, friends, faculty, and fellow classmates, the time is finally here. We are graduating. Can you believe it? I still vividly remember the exact day I decided to attend Pacific Oaks College. I knew, and I'm certain many of you shared the same feeling yourselves, that this school was the right fit for me, and that I would be entering an institution that would change my life. The core values of Pacific Oaks are instilled in all of us: respect, diversity, social justice, and inclusion. Through rigorous curriculum, meaningful classroom discussions, cultural programs, and the family-like cohorts, the experience is nothing short of amazing. As great as the experience was, it wasn't all rainbows and unicorns. Working a full-time job, attending school full-time, having a part-time internship, and managing a social life seemed impossible on some days. I started this journey nervous and unsure if I actually had the ability to be an effective therapist. When I voiced my concerns of doubt to my professors, each of them assured me that everything will begin to make sense once I started practicum and was able to put what I was learning to use. Over time, I nestled quite nicely into being a therapist and began to enjoy it. When you have support and encouragement from your peers, academic advisor, and professors who believe in your greatness and the change you can be for your community, you find strength, hold your head high, take a deep breath, and you keep going. Life will happen to you. You can either be a victim of circumstance or an active hero of your own story. I'd rather be the latter. The most important takeaway I learned is to remind yourself to be present. Don't be caught waiting for something to happen. Take initiative, get in the game, and let's put these degrees to great use. It is scary, terrifying even, not knowing the type of impact we will make on society. But if you think you can, then you can. Believe it inwardly, and you will begin to see it manifest outwardly. The time has come to be culturally competent agents of social justice that this wonderful institution has molded. Be brave, be wise, be amazing. Congratulations, class of 2018. We did it.
Thank you, Naomi. At this time, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce and present our commencement speaker. Honorable John J. Kennedy currently serves as the Vice Mayor and Council Member of District 3 for the City of Pasadena. He also serves as the Chair of the Public Safety Committee and a member of the Finance Committee of the City Council. As a leader of complex and diverse organizations, the Vice Mayor has significant experience in the public, private, and not-for-profit sectors. He has devoted his life to community service as a civic leader and a community organizer. John J. Kennedy worked in the finance, city attorney, police, and public works departments for the city of Pasadena. Among his many roles, he served as the founding secretary of the Pasadena Police Foundation, chair of the Community Health Alliance of Pasadena, board member of the Pasadena Child Health Foundation, and chair of the Community Development Committee. At the age of 25, just a few years ago, John J. Kennedy was the youngest person to serve as president of the Pasadena branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP. He dedicates much of his spare time to community organizing and working to elect and support Democratic candidates as a fundraiser for those efforts at the national level. A Pasadena native, John J. Kennedy was student body president at Blair High School. He holds dual degrees from USC in international relations and economics, as well as his Juris Doctor from Howard University School of Law in Washington, D.C. A champion of Pacific Oaks College, Vice Mayor Kennedy has generously donated his honorarium from today to a scholarship fund at Pacific Oaks. He did this because he believes in the mission and work of Pacific Oaks College and its students. In appreciation and on behalf of Pacific Oaks College, we would like to present a certificate of recognition to Vice Mayor Kennedy.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Vice Mayor John J. Kennedy.
Thank you, Dr. Marcia Bankier, for that kind introduction. An ode to Gladys. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for being here. This is truly a wonderful day for the graduates of Pacific Oaks College and Children's School as they continue their journey to create a wonderful life. It is an honor to be here with you today and join in this auspicious and life-forwarding ceremony. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2018. Thank you, President Patricia Brin, Chair of the Board Fred J. Marcus, Acting Dean of Student Affairs Dr. Jack Hudantin, and all who had input in my selection as your commencement speaker. I am humbled and honored. It is important to provide a special acknowledgement to the student speaker and graduate extraordinaire, Naomi Bell, for her timely, relevant, and powerful remarks. Thank you, Naomi. In addition to celebrating today's graduates, we also celebrate their nurturing and supportive families and friends, devoted professors and instructors, committed administrators, a caring and steadfast Board of Trustees, and the diligent support staff at Pacific Oaks, all of whom are invested in your success. It truly does take a village. For 70 years, Pacific Oaks College and Children's School has promoted the core values of respect, diversity, social justice, and inclusion, and serves as a preeminent thought leader in preparing its students to be culturally intelligent agents of change. Now more than ever, the world needs your expertise, and we are witnessing local and national policymakers looking to you, the graduates of Pacific Oaks, to lead the way in revolutionizing our progress towards equity. Consider for a moment, what if the greatest threat to our nation is not the Kremlin or in the White House, but instead in the failure to ensure that every child, regardless of race, religion, gender, ability, orientation, or income level, has access to quality, anti-biased education. What if the discovery of game-changing technologies like greater battery life, or carbon monoxide reducing systems, or ocean cleaning machinery, or Wakandan vibranium were made or unearthed by someone from a modest, historically devalued or disadvantaged background? This is where you come in. By understanding the importance of embracing diversity and respecting the unique potential of all persons in our communities, in our nation and around the globe, you are uniquely poised to effect positive change and help the world become better, more socially just, and a great place to live. What will you do to ensure that each person you meet knows that they have a voice and are capable of reaching their full potential? What will you do to leave the world a little better off than you found it? The possibilities for creating good in this world are endless, and I hope you actively pursue them with passion and conviction. As a product of the Pasadena Public Schools, which were racially segregated, separate but unequal for my first 5 years, and not desegregated until the federal courts stepped in when I was in the 4th grade, I'm grateful for the teachers and community leaders who successfully advocated for desegregation. An early exposure to fellow students of divergent backgrounds served to broaden my perspective and enabled me at a young age to appreciate different points of view, which has been invaluable throughout my life. Today's students will grow up to create or work for companies that compete in a global economy. As such, when connecting with others from around the world, diversity and inclusiveness can and must be a source of competitive advantage, not relegated to an afterthought or resented as a government-imposed burden. In addition to blazing your own trails, the importance of learning from others cannot be understated. I want you to take a moment and think about the educator that had the most positive impact in your life, on your life. Go ahead, picture him or her in your mind. What made them stand out to you? What lessons did you learn from them? How did they make you feel valued? For me, it was my 7th grade teacher, Gladys Roshko, hence an ode to Gladys. Mrs. Roshko was born in Canada and fell in love with a man from the Ukraine by the name of Alexander. Gladys was warned by her family that if she married Alex, they would never speak to her again. And what did Gladys do? She married Alex. While she gained a husband, she lost her family. That experience called upon Gladys to figure out how to graduate from pain to progress, an important life lesson. Her pain possibly never went away, but it motivated Gladys to become the best teacher in the Pasadena Unified School District. At the beginning of each semester, Mrs. Roshko required each of her students to write on a piece of paper the grade that they desired to achieve in her classroom and turn it in to her. Of course, I wrote an A. And I suspect many of my 7th grade colleagues wrote an A on their paper as well. Okay, you may be thinking, what's the point? The point is that the human mind responds not only to expectations of others, but also to the expectations of ourselves. Expectations are self-fulfilling. Simple. If you think you can, you can. Let me say, that is even true oftentimes if the empirical data says otherwise. Gladys Roshko knew that if a child expected excellence and brought his or her A game to school each day, he or she had a good chance of achieving their goals. Gladys reached me, a black student from modest means and a poster child for those who are all too often overlooked or dismissed as lacking and unworthy at my level. But really, she treated all students as precious and worthy of respect. If human beings are perceived as potentials rather than problems, as possessing strengths instead of weaknesses, as unlimited rather than dull and unresponsive, then they thrive and grow to their capabilities. The lady who shared that thought with us helped put not one, but two presidents in the United States in the White House. That person was First Lady Barbara Bush. Yes, it took belief, staying after class for tutoring, doing the homework, and prepping for quizzes and tests. At the end of each semester with Gladys Roshko, unfortunately, and I do say unfortunately, I received lower than an A. But I was happy that I gave it my all, and you must give it your all. Gladys helped me build my confidence, which in turn became a foundation for future achievement. But by the way, the grade I received each semester in Gladys's class was an A-, not too shabby. Gladys has passed away, but her profound legacy will live forever. As you graduate from theory to practice, you have an opportunity and the power to expand traditional notions of teaching and relating to others in a way that would make the educator that you were just thinking about a moment ago very, very proud. The most powerful and enduring lesson I learned from Gladys Roshko is that every child has potential, and that great teachers find ways to identify, tap into, and nurture that potential. Sure, subject matter knowledge will always be important, but equally important is inspiring all students to see what they can be. Whose interests are served if we only see the potential and privileged or the connected? A quality education is one of the most powerful equalizing forces in the universe. Your graduation day is a time not only to celebrate, but to reflect. Big changes lie ahead. Change could be exciting, but for some it can elicit fear of the future. Remember, fear means forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours, but so much good happens when we choose to rise. Today, the teachers in West Virginia, Kentucky, Oklahoma, and Arizona are rising and reminding us that as a society we have been starving our most precious resource, our children, of the necessity to obtain a good education. Our nation's history reflects instance after instance of change for the better when someone chose not to succumb to fear, but to rise. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. rose to lead the civil rights movement to end racial segregation. Cesar Chavez rose to lead the movement that secured humane treatment and fair wage for farm workers. Ida B. Wells and numerous other women rose to lead the suffragette movement to secure voting and basic rights for women. College students, those young in years and those young in spirit, rose with audacity to question the Vietnam War and sway public opinion that led to the ending of, in the words of President Gerald R. Ford, quote, our long national nightmare, end quote. More recently, students in Parkland, Florida are rising in response to another senseless school shooting to say that gun violence is not acceptable and to acknowledge the inspirational, impactful influence of their teachers. Will you forget everything and run? Or will you face everything and rise? Recently, I returned from a life-forwarding, fact-finding mission to Africa, specifically to Dakar, Senegal. In that country, public education goes wanting as there is no universally free education. For those parents in Senegal who can afford to send their child to school, the estimated cost per child on an annual basis is less than $300 US. As a point of comparison, in America, for elementary and secondary school children, we spend on average per annum approximately $12,300 per student. The primary point in mentioning this visit to Africa is that all of us live under and enjoy the warmth of the sun. While we are advancing and right-coursing public education in America, let us not forget there are others who are less fortunate and that we must rise to extend a helping hand to all of our brothers and sisters, not only in Africa, but around the globe. The world will be a better place for it. Today, I leave you with the hope that your teaching, business, and political careers will be built on a foundation of 4 guiding principles. Remember to be your best. B-E-S-T. B. Be a policy-oriented advocate on behalf of your students, your chosen profession, and our society. E. Embrace and convey to your students the benefits, not burdens, of diversity and inclusiveness. S. Strive to see the potential that each of your students possess and do everything in your power to nurture that potential. And T, treat everyone as a precious, respected, and crowning achievement of creation. In short, be your best self. And if by chance you want to be CEO of a Fortune 500 company, or president of Harvard University, or Pacific Oaks College and Children's School, or even president of the United States, I say simply, yes, you can. Our brilliant graduates, rise up and always remember Pacific Oaks and your life-influencing teachers, just as I remember Mrs. Gladys Roshko. Congratulations, graduating class of 2018. Let me repeat that. Congratulations, graduating class of 2018! And best wishes for all that you hold in the future. Thank you and God bless.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Jack Padantin, Acting Dean of Academic Affairs. We shall now proceed to the presentation of degrees. Each candidate has been approved by the faculty and the Board of Trustees to receive the degree indicated in the program and on their diploma, subject to completion of all requirements. Reading name of candidates will be Associate Deans of each school. Elizabeth Chamberlain for School of Education. Dr. Donald Grant for School of Human Development. Dr. Bree Cook for School of Cultural Family Psychology. Dr. Teresa Green for Organizational Leadership and Change. Will candidates for the Master Degree of Arts in Early Childhood Education please approach the stage?
Yes, thank you. Kimberly A. Dominguez. Amanda Freeman. Claudette Kelly. Okay, you might have to help me. Panditha Sarah Chandra. Veronica Gonzalez. I know you. Sandy Pavlik. Christina Renee Williams. Marlene Arambula. Jessica Cardenas. Melissa Gonzalez. Trinidad Harris. Amy Vega. Paige DeSarginas. Julia Flores. Elizabeth Aguirre Barba. Dawn Barnes. Suzanne Rodriguez. Leslie Dana Martinez. Deborah Glickman. Felicia Ramirez. Marsha Gibson. Shayna Zadorian. Elizabeth Reyes. Jeannie Brown. Monica Aline Williams. This concludes the candidates for Master of Arts in Early Childhood Education.
Will candidates for the Master of Arts in Education please approach the podium?
Jocelyn Mancia. Kelly Chow. Susanna Brown Scanlon. Jocelyn Parnow. Hope Jensen. Stephanie Guerrero. Alexandra Ray Cruz. Shaylin Blaney. Melissa McHale. Heather Hickman Chang. Chima Udengu. Catherine Bogosian. Miriam Vlades. This concludes the candidates for Master of Arts in Education.
Will candidates for Master of Arts in Human Development please approach the podium?
Navart Nicole Antibian. Alexandra Gonzalez. Shati Isa. Edith Ojeda. Marisol Melendres. Beatrice Pastor. Rupali Bourne. Laura Avinia Cortez. Pirla Novaro. Starlet Montenegro Balat. Isabel Vatiera. Patricia Ryan. Christy Michelle Culp. Kristen Maltese. LaRon Johnson. You're welcome. Bethany Luviano. Denise Marciano. Karina Garcia. Susana Farias. Lisbeth Rodriguez. Leslie Jackson. Samantha Mafua. Adriana Velasquez. Brenda Salgado. Tammy Lamb. Rubiansi Yates.
Hey, congratulations.
Erica Murcia Flores. Cesar Sarmiento. Julia Wand. Christy Moran. Feng Chao. LaKendra Williams. Janie Ho.
Congratulations.
Pamela Ramirez.
Congratulations.
Donald Keaton. Zanetta Madrona.
All right.
Nadia Mahaknovich, Vukovic von Utman, Kroskov Sagadayan, Montemayor del Fioro. Kaya Plangsker.
Oh, yeah.
Carolyn Abraham. Raima Sarai Abalos. Irma Estela Fuentes. Norma Cervantes. Josephine Murdo. Tanya R. Robles. Anna Ibarra.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Ramiro Rivera. Elvia Diaz Leyva.
Congratulations.
Marianne Beck.
Oh, no.
Bernaldez DeHaro Beck. And this concludes the candidates for Masters of Arts in Human Development.
Will candidates for Master of Arts in Organizational Leadership and Change please approach the podium?
Catherine Landeras. Jamie Linenberg. Monasola Fakezi. Natalia Rodriguez. Yesenia Carenza. There we go. Woo. Yola Kathleen Saturn. Ashley Aites. Urena. Paola Urena. Priscilla Almejo. Luana Budani. Sulima Kora. Shantae Jackson. This concludes the degrees for Masters of Arts in Organizational Leadership and Change.
Will the candidates for Master of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy please approach the podium?
Geeta Rai.
Leah, right?
Sky Leah Ross. Lucine Uremian. Amanda Socorro Rivero. Arabelle Retusi. Eluisa Bonilla. Vivian Teresa Ponce. Michael Stinkel. William Taylor Swain. Lamar Whaley.
Smythe?
Yeah. Catherine M. Smythe. Jennifer Montgomery. Awesome. Carrie Liu. This concludes the candidates for Masters of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy. She's right here. She's gonna.
Will candidates for Master of Arts in Marriage Family Therapy, African American Study, please approach the podium?
All right now. Takesha Jones. Yeah, she's next. Simone Damon. Naomi Lorraine Bell. Jimmy Baker. Danielle Campbell. Cassandra Watkins. This concludes candidates for Masters of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy, African American Family Studies.
Will candidates for the Master of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy, Latino, Latina Family Studies, please approach the podium.
Eric Brown. Catalina Pacheco. Marlena Rapan. Deborah Perez. Yolanda Centino. Alma Tejeda. Anna Arroyo Jensen. This concludes the candidates for Masters of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy, Latina Family Studies.
Will candidates for Master of Arts in Marriage and Family Study, Trauma Studies, please approach the podium.
Marco Viteri. Teresa Hernandez. Karina Sandoval. Kathleen Maldonado. You made it. Norma Anaya. All right. Jade Pittman. Debbie Swathi Servin. Robertina Ortiz. Danielle Cervantes Uribe. How you say your last name? Say it. Sarah Caliungi. Zachariah Anthony Cooney. Heidi Sandoval. Denise Medina. Hope Rochelle Gibbons. Timberly John. Camille Dial. Jessica Sanchez. Lauren Michelle Jones. Ying Lau. Lauren Knopf. This Kat or Kathleen? Kat Tulis. Vanessa LaFranco. This concludes the degrees for our Masters of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy Trauma Studies.
Students, friends, and family, while our graduate is returning back to their seat, please join me in acknowledging our extraordinary talent and dedicated, our world-class faculty. Will all graduates please rise? President Breen, on behalf of the faculty of Pacific Oaks College, I present to you these candidates who has been approved by the faculty and the Board of Trustees to receive the degree indicated. I respectfully request that you confer upon them the degree for which they qualified.
Thank you, Dean Pedenton. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Pacific Oaks College and by the State of California, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have qualified with all the rights, privileges, immunities, and honors thereunto pertaining. Now, please be seated. At this time, I'd like to invite senior core faculty member Cheryl Greer-Jarman, who will deliver the charge to our graduates.
To the vibrant president of Pacific Oaks College and Children's School, okay. So happy for y'all, I can't read my writing. Dr. Patricia Breen, to our worthy interim dean of academic affairs, Dr. Jack Padutin, and to all our other administrators, to our competent and humorous Vice Mayor, John Kennedy, who I've known since junior high school, and to our gracious student speaker, Naomi Bell. To my collegial, to my colleagues, the faculty body of Pacific Oaks College, to all staff, and especially to Associate Vice President of Student Affairs, Frank Frias, who is hiding over there in the corner, and our Registrar, Marilyn Payan, who have worked so very hard for this historic moment on today, dotting every I and crossing every T and making sure that the commencement team ran like a smooth clock. Thank you so much for all of the hard work that you put into this day. While some of you were curling your hair and decorating your hats and all of the other preparatory things that you did, this team has been working since last night, coming down here, doing what needs to be done here at 6 o'clock this morning, and still here now. So we certainly do thank them for all of their work. To the family and friends of the student body sitting before me, I know that you all join me in saying that the graduating class of 2018 are the stars of the day. As your faculty and teachers, we took an ethical, professional, and relational vow. We vowed to stand in front of you to cheer you on. We vowed to walk beside you so that you weren't walking alone. And we vowed to walk behind you to undergird you and for you to know that we always had your back. This journey often included twists and turns, tears and joy, sacrifices and denials, long days and sleepless nights. But today, you can rejoice in the fruit of your labor. We are so very proud of you. And you graduated just in time. This world desperately needs more educators, clinicians, therapists, business people, and developmentalists to be guiding, caring, and compassionate human beings. People who are grounded in sound theories, yet use them in context. People who understand and embrace the joy of servanthood. People who understand the value of process, innovation, and collaboration, yet can arrive at a decision. People who know the difference between being a free thinker and a dangerous thinker. The time is right, use it wisely. So do you know what today is? Today is moving day. Even though there was comfort here, it's time to make a move. We are aware that if our bodies are underutilized, they can go limp. It can impact our circulation. Our muscles can lose their elasticity. Bones can become brittle. Making a move makes a difference. So we invite you to make a move. Make a move to being a connecting communicator, literally a communicator. Wherever did we get the notion that communication simply means talking? Somebody needs to know how to listen and hear the message that is behind the message. It's not always wise to be a perpetual first responder. If you can't enhance the silence, maybe you shouldn't be talking. Hear the heart of someone else. How do you know how to be an advocate if you can't hear their voice? Practice the pause. Remember that you can engage in an act of violence simply by using your words. Then make a move to engage in community. Many of you are already engaged in meaningful and impacting work, but know the difference in defining a community for someone else and working alongside them, supporting them physically, emotionally, and yes, even financially, as they define their needs and chart their directions. Pacific Oak's mission and values can bring illumination and stabilization in a society that is in dire need of redirection. Community is our middle name. Be known in your communities, but make sure that you are being known for the right and for the just things. Finally, we encourage you to move to a new level. It's high time to move on up. Complicity and complacency are not going to get the job done. Being viewed as shallow, the office gossip, the manipulator, the originator of the underground culture, the plastic smile, and the one who is more important will not win friends and influence people. There will always be folks who are oblivious and don't have a clue, but that's okay. Just move on up. There will always be the haters who are frightened and intimidated and seek to spread their toxicity everywhere that they go. That's not okay, but just move on up. There will always be talkers, but not the walkers, who don't care about anything until it happens to them. But in spite of them, you just move on up. There will always be those who think that they have rights that you don't. Those afraid of your magic, your swag, your influence, your authentic power, your voice, but that's their problem. You just move on up. There will always be those who think that their language is the standard for everybody else. Folks who want to Americanize your name in schools, work sites, society, and think that you look too ethnic and that you should lose your accent. They don't even know that everybody has an accent. It just depends on what region, state, and country that you're in at the time. So just walk on with pride and move on up. There will always be folks who define the wrong folks as being illegal. Buy them some authentic world history and geography books. So that they can discover where our land came from, then you just move on up. There will always be those who think you don't deserve clean water, whether you're in Puerto Rico, Flint, or Compton. Those who think that the environment doesn't have rights and that we can desecrate land, sacred grounds, trees, grow poison food, and violate our responsibilities to be caretakers of this environment. March over them, and then you just move on up. There will always be those who think that you can't patronize or socialize at a golf course, a winery, a restaurant, or even a coffee house. Let them pay the fine, then you just move on up. There will always be those who try to redefine democracy, governance, and government, and forget that the real government is we, the people. Remind them of that, then move on up. It's moving day. Pack up those boxes that categorize and separate us by age, by culture, by skin color, by abilities, by body shape, by language, by country of origin, by gender, sexuality, or by any other of the many other groups who group together, sometimes by necessity and sometimes by choice. If that old, okay, I was going to say something else. If the OG prophet and musicologist Curtis Mayfield were here, he would say, Lord, have mercy, we're moving on up. Keep moving on, keep moving up, keep moving out, and keep moving victoriously, because you just graduated from Pacific Oaks College, and we are victors. My name is Cheryl Greer-Jarman, and I approve this message. Consider yourself charged.
So, graduates, you have been charged. Today, our graduates celebrate their accomplishments, and tomorrow they will move beyond the college walls with the skills and knowledge they have acquired here at Pacific Oaks College, changing the lives of those they encounter. Graduates, all the best to you in your life and work in the weeks, months, and years ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby proclaim that the 58th Annual Commencement Ceremony has concluded. We ask that you remain seated until the recessional is complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 2018 commencement exercise for Pacific Oaks College. We ask that audience members please remain seated until the platform party, faculty, and students have exited out the auditorium doors. As a reminder, please continue to exit out of the building as far out to the street as possible, as to not block the auditorium exits. Thank you again for attending Pacific Oaks College's 2018 commencement exercise.